We're streaming live.
In every way.
We're streaming live to Twitch and YouTube.
The same time.
At the same time.
Everyone gets an equal shot at watching us.
So let's begin the show, as we always do, in a perfectly normal fashion, and nothing is out of the ordinary at all.
Yeah, no.
All right, good. See, we're live. Everything's fine.
Woo!
Everything is perfectly fine.
Why wouldn't it be?
Hey, everyone, and welcome to Awesome Hardware, the show that Kyle and I do every Friday evening. Every Tuesday.
Whoa!
Every Tuesday. Wow.
He's
All
only
right.
had one beer. I can confirm he has had.
No.
That's his first beer.
This is, yeah.
You've
all right,
had three. He's
I
had
better
three
finish this
quarters
up.
of beer.
Cheers to you guys. Thanks for being here.
I mean, he did a bunch of other stuff right before he came out. No, it's just heroin.
Yeah, it was all the meth. All right. So, hi YouTube, and thanks for being here. This is Awesome Hardware
Hello.
live show. Kyle and I, Tuesday evenings, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Twitch.tv/AwesomeHardware. YouTube, Paul's Hardware, Bitwit. Buy stuff at our stores if you want to help support us. That's not our store. That's Kyle's store. Bitwit.tech/store.
I have
Things
glasses.
to buy. Spend more money. Get some money off. Also, my store, paulshardware.net. Buy things if you want to. All right.
You'll get a Johnson.
Drinking some beer. Yes. You can drink beer too. Drink responsibly. Kyle is drinking Old Rasputin.
Mm-hmm.
I am about to start. Oh God, hurry. I got it. I'm about to start a Boddington's.
It's like every time you crack open a Boddington's, it's basically screaming, "Chug me! Chug me now!"
You have like a 2.5 second gap. Yeah.
Didn't want to shotgun me, you pussy?
Alright, so... Anyway,
It's a very abrasive beer, if you've never opened it from a can. It just gets
abrasive.
Gets right up in your face. Right up in your grill. It's like, I'm coming! I came early. Are you trying to put it into the mic so people can hear it?
Is
Hear the fizzing?
Is it fizzing? Oh, I bumped the mic. I'm sorry.
It sounds like can.
Just gonna let that build right there.
The sounds
Builds
of beer.
up from the bottom. Okay, it's not all head. The head is
I can hear the ocean.
right here. Right, that's the head. This is the part that's building down there. And if you can look at it up close, it looks really cool. It's like a waterfall.
Ooh.
It's pretty.
I'm just going to upload a video of that. It's going to do fabulous.
All right. Fair warning. Today's show is not very well planned. Usually we do have a pretty, decently planned out show. But I have a little bit of few things to talk about.
My half's planned out. I don't know what you're
Kyle's half is planned out. Going to talk
really.
about some Intel news about their far in the future stuff in 2019 and 2020. And then we're also going to grieve the loss of Carrie Fisher, who passed away today, unfortunately.
Yes.
We're all very sad about that.
Bummer.
Talk a little bit about hopefully the next year to come. Maybe try to have a rosy outlook if we can. And that's about all. Then we're going to do some Q&A, so it'll be lovely, good stuff. If you happen to do a donation in the gaming.youtube.com version of this live show, that is very welcome, of course. And I believe our good friend Cell, who does the moderations in there, is going to be gathering those. And we'll address those when we get to the Q&A session.
Yes.
So cool.
Indeed.
Right, so let's go into that Intel news and start with news.
Now, how reliable...
I'm doing
I didn't
lower
read
third.
this whole article, but how reliable is this rumor?
How reliable is this rumor?
As far as rumors can go.
I don't know. I mean, it's early stuff. It's got the wrong button. It's got the air of credibility to some degree, but I mean it is WCCF Tech, so lots of salts or grains of salt.
Grains of salt.
Our boy Uzman Pirzada
Shall
is
be
in here
taken.
reporting about Intel's reportedly working on a brand new implementation of the x86 architecture.
Yep.
One that is much leaner and faster. So, yeah, there it is. I thought I had notes for this. Oh, I did, but I never pasted them in here. That would be useful.
I like to keep all my notes in separate places.
Exactly. All right. So anyway, the website this originates from is bitsandchips.it.
Bits and chips.
Which is, .it. That's Italy. So I actually.
Is it?
I'm mainly relying on the WCCF Tech article. This is definitely.
For all the things I know.
This is Italian.
Italia.
So anyway, if you're Italian, one of our old school Italian viewers, let us know in the comments how reputable this website is.
Yep.
But yeah, so what do they mean by brand new x86 architecture? Well, they've been building on the x86 architecture ever since Intel invented it a long time ago. I don't know what year that was. Was it in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, something like that.
It's before I was born.
I'm probably wrong. But there's been certain elements of it because they have to build specific parts of the architecture for specific like instruction sets that have gotten a little bloated. I mean, I guess you have to kind of be a CPU architect to really be able to look at something like that and say like, oh, it's bloated or whatever. But they have support for legacy stuff that's existed there, so that takes up room on the die and potentially, can generate more heat or be less efficient or that kind of thing. So the article here is effectively accusing Intel to some degree of, not doing a whole lot of innovation on top of this architecture. I mean, Intel has been very cyclical in their updates ever since they started TikTok, which they did as a response to AMD dominating with their FX series. It was in the 2005, 6, 7 time frame. And then Intel kind of petered out. AMD kind of petered out with their CPU architecture development. Intel has sort of plodded along, but there's definitely stuff that could be done to make it better. So the core legacy, it will come to an end, according to this article, when they switch over to this new version of x86. I mean, that's as far as it describes it. Actually comes out. So that would mean the end of Core series and the end of the Core naming system.
That's sad.
Potentially. I mean, again, this is all rumor and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I'm kind of happy about that, actually.
What are they going to replace it with?
I don't know. What could they? Everyone, tell us in chat. What instead of Intel Core i7, what should Intel call their new processors?
Shryzen.
Shryzen?
Shryzen.
Fallzen. No. Ryzen. I mean, obviously, you're playing off of Ryzen.
With the
something
Shummet
better.
Shummet Bridge architecture.
Better than Ryzen.
The hen. It's the hen Shryzen.
Ryzen Pro. I have a mustache.
Yes, you do. So do I.
It's a delicious head on the beer. Okay, so anyway, other than the core naming system ending, we have Shryzen J series, the Intel J series, the Thread, the Intel ripoff the Helium processor.
Just a picture of J on every Intel box.
7 J's, the J's 2 Cents series, the Nucleus Technoscope suggest. That's actually not bad.
It sounds cool.
Nucleus, the Crater. Okay, the Proton. All right.
The Ryzen.
That's also from Technoscope. You should go into marketing.
Yep.
Because those are actually both pretty decent suggestions there. Nugget, the Nugget.
Intel Nugget.
Now introducing the Intel Nugget processor.
8800K.
I like that one. Hypercore. Core Ultra. What's your Core Ultra?
Or it was a CyberCore X. Was the fictional name that my brother-in-law and I were like saying, like, if we ever made a case, it'd be like CyberCore, and then we were like, no wait, it's missing something.
CyberCore
X. It needs an X at
Beautiful.
the end.
All right.
Gaming.
All right, some great suggestions there. I hope Intel is watching the show. They always do.
They do.
They can't get enough. So yeah, the funny thing that the article also points out is that Intel, of course, originally invented the x86 architecture. AMD was the one who created the the 64-bit version of x86, the x86_64 extension. Intel had to license that from AMD in order to create 64-bit processors, whereas AMD has to license the x86 sort of core architecture there. Not core as in the brand core, but anyway. Yeah, so there's kind of there's cross-licensing both ways from both companies. But whenever we talk about new Intel architecture, such as TikTok in the past, but now PAO, process architecture optimization, which is a die shrink new architecture on the smaller die and then optimization of that architecture. But they've been essentially using the same x86 stuff underneath, just expanded with new features and new features every iteration. So for the first time, if this rumor turns out to be true, Intel might introduce an x86 architecture that is truly different. And they say, x86 on a diet, where backward compatibility is no longer assured. No more backward compatibility. So yeah, you buy one of these new processors and you can't use any software that exists right now. That's not really true. That's completely false.
Okay, good.
Okay. So the reason this would help is, as already kind of previously mentioned, they could remove legacy support stuff like SSE extensions, streaming SIMD extensions is what SSE is. SIMD is single instruction, multiple data. But anyway, there's been lots of different versions. There have been many different versions of SSE that they've sort of, each different version has new features and stuff like that. It's listed in the specs when you look at like an Intel processor, like support for SSE 2 or whatever the heck they're called. Most of the stuff people ignore, but this is very important when you're developing software, because the software ties in with these extensions in order to process efficiently.
Right.
I think that's reasonably explained, I hope. Anyway.
That will suffice for now.
Yes. So the question of like, oh, no legacy support for older ones, that's not really a big deal because you can emulate in software the older SSE versions with newer SSE versions.
Mm-hmm.
Emulation's
fun.
It's the future. Anyway, that's the most attempted explanation at CPU architecture I should attempt right now.
Does it say? Did you mention when this would be coming? Oh, Tiger Lake in 2019.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So
2 years away.
Yeah, it's one of the things I was. Let me see if I can find this right now. I'm going to Google something on the fly. Kyle.
What?
Fill time for 20 seconds.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my darling.
Hey.
Let's see. Someone just. So AutoMod, we enabled AutoMod for our chat. Good. And so I keep getting like every once in a while.
I love Auto.
I'll get a pop up that's like, hey, would you want to approve or deny this message? We're holding it for you.
Oh, it pauses it.
It'll pause it for you.
Okay.
And then I think Cell just did it, but someone just said, bitch cruncher.
Bitch cruncher, the bitch cruncher 9000.
And AutoMod was like, nah, that's a little shady. I don't know what a bitch cruncher is, but it doesn't sound
Cell
legit.
let it through.
I don't know. No, he denied it.
He denied it?
He denied it. Yeah, I would have. Maybe
you can't say bitch cruncher on a live stream.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's fucked up.
I know. I mean, it's not like I'd ever do that with like a dildo and dance with it.
Anyway, we're
not that kind of show.
Where's the frickin'
at all?
Hold on.
We never got reprimanded by Twitch for dancing with a dildo to Darude
good.
Sandstorm.
This is also from WCCF Tech. This is from July, but it has a picture of the roadmap. This is what I was trying to find. All right, so 2016. Right now we're Skylake, or Skylake was 2016. This is 2017, which shows KB Lake, and then they have all the processors kind of skewed down here. So this does not include the desktop, by the way.
Okay.
Just pointing that out. This only goes up to the TDP 45 to 35 watt versions, which is HU. Another U and Y.
Why?
Hui. Hui is what that spells.
Oh, phooey.
Anyway, KB Lake in 2017 is going to be pretty much what they have.
Coffee Lake.
And also, by the way, this also isn't including enthusiast class stuff, so like Skylake X and KB Lake X. It's also been talked about. This isn't on here. But then after that, we have Coffee Lake.
Have we heard of Coffee Lake before?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I mean,
Coffee
I don't know if you've ever seen it here. It's just one of their code names.
They're running out of ideas.
Cannon Lake is probably what you've heard more so.
Of course,
Cannon Lake will be built on the 10 nanometer process.
Coffee Lake.
And all that stuff. After Cannon Lake comes Ice Lake and Tiger Lake.
Yeah. Okay. I've even heard of those. I missed Coffee Lake.
Okay. So Ice Lake and Tiger Lake supposed to be 2018, 2019. So whatever this mysterious new like updated x86 architecture version or whatever that they're working on would potentially then come after that in 2020.
Yeah.
2020.
2000.
We can make a bunch of eyesight jokes that year. It's like, wow. I'm not even going to try.
My vision will be perfectly clear come 2020.
Yep. And then after 2020, you'll be able to be like, remember like last year in 2020, would be like, well, hindsight is 2020. And see, I've already ruined it.
Things were so much clearer back then.
I know. You gotta have these terrible puns planned way in advance, though.
Yes, you do.
Just to be thorough.
No, I'm not Swedish.
What?
People in chat saying I'm Swedish.
I don't know why they're going with so many lakes. They do seem to be really hung up on the lakes right now, with the Sky Lake and the KB Lake and the Ice Lake and the...
Yeah, bring back the bridges.
Like, from my understanding, I
bridges?
have no idea if there's been any, like, internal edicts sent out at Intel or anything like that, but from my understanding...
You said dicks.
Yes. I don't know if any dicks at Intel have changed anything, but from my understanding, the basic premise of their code naming system is that it has to be on a map. Like...
Right.
At all. So
Yeah.
it could be a road, it could be a lake which they're stuck on,
They're
or
really...
it could be an island, or but if they went island, then that'd be like they'd be really overlapping with AMD there. It would cause a fight. Probably.
It's weird because there's so many options they can choose from on planet Earth, and yet they're obsessed. They're fascinated with lakes. They can't branch out of lakes. What about like a forest? Like,
the seaweed. No, that's terrible.
What about like the Yellowstone, Core i7 Yellowstone, or like the Philippines?
How about the Philippines?
The Philippines architecture.
The new Philippines architecture.
Yep. Why not? I'm going to talk to Intel. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to email them personally and say, "Hey, what about the Philippines?" And they'll be like,
well, there's lots of... The Philippines is like thousands of islands, so there's lots of different islands in the Philippines.
But if it has to be on a map,
For the whole
that's
country.
the only requirement. And why can't it just be
It could.
America?
What if the new Intel America processor? The new...
That would start wars.
Intel's working on their very, very mysterious new 7-nanometer architecture, codenamed Earth.
Earth.
I don't know. Just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Ocean Bridge.
I think they should open it up to the universe. No, they still... No, that's superfluous. They need to get out of lakes first. They're still stuck on lakes. Anyway.
Yeah, they need to... Maybe... God damn it. Maybe AMD's Ryzen launch will finally light the fire under Intel's ass.
Yeah.
To switch off of the lake codenames.
Right.
That's what we've really been waiting for.
Well, they're gonna go to ponds next.
Switch to ponds, or rivers. What was I gonna say? Oh well, I was gonna say, well, it is though coincidental again, assuming this has any truth to it, that we're hearing about this right now, right as AMD is on the verge of finally like offering a product for sale based on Zen, which AMD has said will happen in Q1, which is in the next 3 months. Within the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Could be within the next week.
Sorry.
Don't, because it's the AMD Black Dildo.
No.
What?
The Intel Nudist Beach.
Ooh. Can't wait for their new Nudist Beach 5-nanometer chip. It's going to have 16 cores and a special H266.
But it'll be running threadless.
Yeah, special it's got a special encoder built into it for like 3D porn or something like that.
It's like the new Quick Sync, but it just does porn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tit sync.
Only for that.
Intel Tit Sync.
This is a children's show.
Yeah, totally.
By the way,
that's why we tell them to crack open a beer.
adult language. I feel like I have been feeling though like we should put a disclaimer at the beginning of the show for that, like there's going to be debauchery and
Did
stuff.
I tell you at the holiday party that I was with my in-laws at Heather's family? Like a couple of her uncles had watched the VR horror reaction of her.
Yeah.
Where she's like swearing like a sailor, and they're super nice, but super conservative families. They're like,
oh,
I didn't know she was like that.
Oh, goodness.
I was like,
True colors come shining through when you're stuck in the world of VR with monsters creeping out.
I was like,
you.
well, you try it.
I brought VR up for the weekend. This past weekend, we went up to my parents' little cabin, and I set up VR there and had quite a few of my family members try it, and it was quite humorous.
Yeah, I bet.
At various times. Quite a few of them were.
What'd you have them play?
I didn't have that much down. That was the problem. I was really rushed to get it all set up and brought up there, so I didn't have very much loaded on the system. I used that system I built with the handle, the 380T, and so we just had Space Pirate Trainer.
That's a good one. That's a good one to show people.
Hollow Point, of course.
Yeah, that's another good one.
And then the lab, and I think that was pretty much. Oh, and Tilt Brush.
That's a good intro. Those are all like all the basics that I show
for some
people.
fundamentals. And again, that we had about 3 down and about 0.8 up. There, I don't know if you saw my tweet.
I did. Yeah,
I uploaded a 4K video. It literally took more than 24 hours.
I knew it probably did because I saw your tweet and I checked the next day. I'm like, his video's still not up. It still must be uploading.
Well, I could have put it up on Christmas, but I don't know. I wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I felt like Christmas morning is like, who's going to be wanting to look. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that not everyone celebrates Christmas, of course, but
right.
Yeah.
No, I did the same thing. I was like, why aren't I getting views? And then I realized it's because YouTube unsubbed everyone from my channel. That's like a completely different thing.
That's also problematic.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that on my half of the show, but I feel like it's kind of old news, and I don't want to just be like, yeah, no one's watching my video.
I'm not from Germany. I don't know why people are asking if I'm from Germany. I am.
So I'm Swedish now, and you're German. Well, that's more believable with you.
I am like half German, but I am not from Germany. I've never actually visited the motherland.
We should do those. We should do those ancestry tests, like the Ancestry.com, where you send your DNA and they tell you exactly what you are. We should unbox our results on stream.
That's a bad idea, Kyle.
Because we just have an infinite level of racial slurs thrown at us.
Maybe some of us past should kept secret.
What are you ashamed of? You're white.
What?
I don't know. But really quick.
I'm a white German. There's nothing in my... I'm not saying that at all, by the way.
True.
I'm purely joking. I have no idea. My dad does have a family tree that goes back to like the 1500s in Germany.
That's pretty awesome.
Actually, fun fact, since we really don't have much planned for the show and we can just go off on random tangents whenever we want, Dr. Heimlich recently died.
Really?
Yeah, Dr.
I
believe it's Henry Heimlich, the inventor of the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh.
He has the same last name as me. My last name is also Heimlich.
Right.
Paul Heimlich. I don't use my last name, but it's not a secret either. Anyone who...
Yeah.
If you Google Newegg Paul for the past 8 years...
It's there, yeah.
My LinkedIn profile is... Anyway,
right.
Anyone who wants to do some background
Feels
research...
good to get it off your chest, doesn't it?
Point being...
Kyle is
I am a real Heimlich, and we have a family tree that goes way, way back into like the 1500s in Germany or something like that. And I believe Dr. Heimlich, much respect to him, he saved many lives, but I believe that his family assumed the name when they came to the U.S. Because everyone... I don't really have much to back that up.
Right.
Although we do have the family tree, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say.
Huh. I always wondered, was any relation? Like when I first heard your name and stuff, I was like, is there any relation?
That is the most common question I get when people hear my last name.
Yeah. It's a valid question.
And that's always the story I tell them when they ask about it. All right.
Well.
Wasn't that fun?
That was.
Let's move on to the next segment, which I don't have a lower thirds for.
FESTIVUS.
We're calling this... The idea for this segment is completely based on this ARS Technica article where they aired their 2016 Tech Grievances to celebrate Festivus. Festivus came from Seinfeld. George's dad celebrates Festivus. It's on December 23rd, I believe.
Is that fictional?
It's a fictional holiday that was made up.
Just from Seinfeld.
It's like the anti-holiday for the holiday time or whatever.
Got it.
Anyway, so this article... If you guys are interested, is linked in the description, and all of the writers at ARS Technica each listed their tech grievance for the year. So, in the spirit of Festivus, I thought we might also air our grievances, an airing of grievances, if you will. So, if you guys in chat have any grievances to air from this year, feel free to do so, and perhaps we'll read some of those. And in the meantime, we will also air some of our grievances, and I think the biggest one for any of us who are
recently anyway,
who are fans of Star Wars or any of her. Oh, that's wrong. Stupid.
Yeah, she's
again.
the first of the 3 big stars in that franchise to pass away. Because the other 2 were Mark Hamill and Hansel. What's his name? Harrison Ford. They're the big 3. I'm honestly shocked that she was the first one to go. I thought Mark Hamill was going to kick the bucket before all of them, but she's apparently had some kind of stuff. I mean, she had some shit back in the day, right? Like, she wasn't all
not to be too specific.
Not to be too specific, but I mean.
So Carrie Fisher passed away today. Very unfortunately, she had a heart attack on a plane flight to Los Angeles, I believe, 2 or 3 days ago.
That must suck.
And everyone was very concerned for her. There was a lot of hope that she was going to recover, but she did not. She is an actress, of course, most well known for her role as Princess Leia in the original Star Wars trilogy, as well as reprising her role as General Organa in The Force Awakens. She's also, though, an author and a screenwriter, and she's very well known for just being like grit, as it says in the article here. I mean, she was very, I don't know, she had an air about her, especially in the original series. You know, the way she would kind of interact with Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill and everything. It was just like,
she was a badass.
Yeah, she was pretty badass.
She wasn't a damsel in distress. She was like, very much a powerful woman.
She was like that in life as well. She, I believe she.
I know.
She had bipolar disorder
firsthand. Really?
So she did suffer from mental illness herself, but she was very outspoken about it and very blunt about it, and she addressed it very directly. And she was a proponent of speaking about and normalizing talking about mental illness, and so she's very beloved for a wide range of things. And screw you, 2016, for taking her away.
Yeah.
We're all very sad. It's really stupid.
It's really shitty. There was an image floating around the internet of like all the celebrities or famous people that have died in 2016, and I was like astounded by how many of them, and like many of them weren't just like, you know, people you would never recognize. A lot of them were like, oh yeah, that person died. Oh my god, that person died. That was all this year. It claimed like 50 big celebrities. It was insane.
Yeah.
Looking at that picture.
It really seems like usually there's, you know, whenever you watch like the Oscars or whatever, and they do the, you know, the remembering last year. I mean, not to say that only actors and everything are the ones who get remembered. I'm just using this as an example of something that happens every year. And there's, I don't know, it just seems like this year was very disproportionate. There was a lot of beloved people, not just in film but television, and entertainers, people who made music, people who died.
Muhammad Ali, boxers,
Muhammad
athletes.
Yeah, athletes. Anyway,
Crazy.
And of course Harambe.
Most importantly.
All right. So, do you have any? So, apart from all that, heavier. Let's
see.
Tone it down a notch. Think of something petty, like something stupid and petty. That's you could
like a real first world problem.
Yeah. Alan Rickman. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Alan Rickman. Yeah. Well, like, who's your which celebrity were you the saddest that passed away?
I don't know. Alan Rickman, definitely.
Yeah, that was bad.
When Alan Rickman died, my wife put on, I forget, I think it's, is it the 6th or the 7th?
I typed in celebrities, and it's the first
immediately
autofill.
Celebrities that died in 2016.
Autofill instantly. Wow.
Yeah, Snape's, spoiler, Harry Potter, spoiler.
Yep.
So my wife put on the part at the end of Harry Potter, I don't know if it's movie 6 or movie 7, Deathly Hallows Part 1 or Part 2, where Snape dies and has the reveal, and Harry sees his memories and everything, and yeah. I mean, Harry Potter, I mean, he's in so many other things too. He's an amazing actor. And
yeah. Oh yeah, George Michael died recently.
George Michael, just like the Christmas Day or the day or Christmas Eve or something like that.
Yeah. I think the two that shocked me a lot were what's his name? Here, Anton Yelchin, the guy from Star Trek, the younger guy from Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Who died in that freak accident.
He was so young.
I think those are the most shocking, too, because they are like really young still. And then Christina Grimmie, which was a musical artist, up and coming person who I didn't really even know of before this whole thing happened, but she was probably in her 20s, like mid to early 20s, and she got killed by a deranged fan during a meet and greet.
Oh yeah, that was freaking stupid.
Is just insane.
I don't know.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's just fuck you, 2016.
Prince, of course.
Fuck you, Prince. Marie from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Jeez, Robin Williams. Oh my gosh.
Robin Williams.
Like, holy crap.
Was that 2015?
Was it
or 2016?
Was it 2016? I'm not sure.
Damn.
Seems so recent.
Yeah. David Bowie. Freaking crazy.
Gosh. All right. So
anyway.
We're sad about all that crap. People who create things that we connect with, or that are impactful culturally. Everybody dies, I guess.
Everybody dies. Yeah.
I mean, I think if we can console ourselves in any way, it's that we do have access to like the internet and sources now, where like we can sort of bring them back and look at the material that they created. Whoever you might happen to be talking about.
Yeah.
Robin Williams was in 2014. Wow, that seems so
crazy.
It seems so recent. August 2014. But
yeah, it does.
I mean, that was so sad.
They had a Robin Williams marathon going on at the hotel I was at, because I was with family in Newport Beach yesterday, and they were doing like a Robin Williams marathon. They had Hook followed by Jumanji.
Gene Wilder.
Just on repeat.
Oh yeah.
And I remember watching Jumanji yesterday, just in bed, hungover. Like, this is amazing. Oh, he was so good. He made so many good movies, and he was such a good actor.
Yeah.
And hilarious. It's very sad.
Well. All right,
Gene Wilder too.
Does anyone else have any airing of grievances? I guess it's mainly just the
all the people
who were sad, who are no longer with us.
Yeah. I do have a couple tech grievances, or not grievances, but I have like kind of a list on my half where it's like the best and worst of tech. It's more of a discussion between you and I and the audience, more so than like a list that I've compiled. I have some ideas there that I could belt out when the time comes and stuff.
All right.
I never want to like actually make a list. Like Dimitri's fucking brave, because he made like a best and worst cases of the year video. Like, he does it every year.
That was a really good video.
It was a very, very good video. They're always really well done.
It had some laugh out loud moments too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the EVGA case one that the
Hadron.
No,
the big ass one, the DG whatever the hell.
DG87 or
yes,
the EVGA.
It's really
Why does your case look like a rear projection television?
Yeah, that was pretty good. Good video. Go check it out on Hardware Canucks.
The winner, if you're curious, yes, of course, go to Hardware Canucks and watch his video on the best cases of 2016, or the Case Awards. I don't know what he calls it. Case. But the winner was the Be Quiet Dark Base 900.
Yeah.
Did you ever do anything? Did you build in that?
I did, and I can see exactly why he gave it that award.
Do you still have it? Or did you get rid of it?
It was a giveaway build.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of them.
No, it was a great case.
One of them.
It was a very
I
good case.
I never actually worked with that one, and I don't think I watched his video on it or any of the videos on it when it came out either.
Yeah.
But I can see why he gave it the best case of the year. It was a very cool design.
The only thing I was bummed about it was that it didn't have a power supply shroud. It would have been practically perfect if it did.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything was on point.
Okay.
Why are people still saying that I look Swedish? How is this a recurring conversation in chat? I don't even know what Swedish people look like. Isn't PewDiePie Swedish? I look nothing like PewDiePie.
Yeah, PewDiePie, right?
Yeah. The hell?
Swede.
Do I look like I work at IKEA? Like, what?
What?
Anyway.
Oh. All right, let's move on to a very brief bout of sword fight.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
We have one single question for all of you folks at home, and we're going to argue it here. Looking forward to 2017, and the question to answer is, like, is it going to suck or not? Like, is it, or at least compared to this year. At least compared to this year, and, you know...
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Will 2017 be better or worse? Better... worse, or option 3. What do you think, Kyle? Are you gonna optimist here or the pessimist? Pessimist option.
I'm going to say it's going to get better. It's going to get better.
Okay, then can I argue first?
Yes.
All right.
You've already thought this through. Clearly.
Well, I want to turn the show around. Like I know we've been talking about some sadder stuff, and I want to do the Band-Aid first.
Yeah.
And talk about the negative stuff.
Okay.
But it's probably not going to help at all because, as you might already know, because I'm answering the question the way I'm answering it, 2017 is actually going to suck.
Okay.
I think we're at the bottom of the barrel now. We actually still have a lot further down to drop.
Do we?
Not only are more people going to die in 2017, but they're going to die faster. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Or, no, they're going to die slower. It's going to hurt more. That's what I was going to say. Also, let's say...
They'll all die of paper cuts.
The Galactic Empire will bring the Death Star here, and they're not going to blow up the Earth, but they'll do like what they did to Jeddah, and just do like the single city exploder thing.
Spoiler alerts.
What? They don't even know what that's not even like a real city.
But there's still a potential. It happens in the movie.
I said spoiler alert earlier in the show. That's a blanket spoiler alert.
All right.
That's for everything.
Everyone's getting triggered in chat.
Oh God.
No.
Sorry. No. It's...
Paul's being really negative tonight.
You're right. I'm trying to get it all out. We have to remove all of this at the beginning.
We're just human, guys.
Okay.
We're just two stupid hosts.
Also, for some reason, I didn't like build myself an argument for the worse argument here for some reason. So I don't really have a whole lot of stuff to talk about. All right. The other reason 2017 is going to suck is there's probably going to be like solar flares and life as we know it will come to an end. That's my theory.
So basically less people will die, but life will come to an end. And it will come
I said more people will die.
Oh, I thought you said not. Well, you said not as many people will die, but they'll die slower.
No, I said more people.
Oh, you said more people.
And no,
okay.
At first I said I was going to say faster, but then I was going to say no, it needs to be crappier, so slower.
Okay.
Slower would be better.
All right. Well, compelling argument, Paul. However, I think that 2017 will be better than this year because...
Liar.
No, I agree. I think people are going... Like, everyone's going to die. I think it's going to be slower. So, we're going to probably just wither away from, like... Well, my death, like, I'll probably die of, like, silkworms. Silkworms will just slowly eat my body. Like, I'll decompose while I'm still alive. It'll be horrible.
They would wrap you in silk first.
They'll wrap me in silk.
Like a silk mummification.
And then all my insides would get sucked out by, like, a big giant spider.
Wait,
and I'd be able to feel everything.
I thought you said it's going to be better.
I am. I haven't finished one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I agree with you that everything's going to be horrible. But it's still going to be a better year than this year because... Zen. We will have fucking Zen. So even if I die a slow and painful death that I will feel every inch of, I'm still going to be able to get the hottest CPU that AMD has ever released on planet Earth. It's going to be a game changer.
Metaphorically hot.
I don't know with the TDP. I'm fairly confident that's more metaphorical than it is literal. And I have high hopes for the chip. I think we all do. We're all rooting for it. I think it's going to be a game changer, and we're going to be able to experience that come 2017, which automatically just dismisses everyone else in the world dying. I mean, there's not even a comparison.
So if any of our friends at AMD are watching, and there wasn't already a lot riding on Zen launching, now it's just like the fate of the world.
I mean...
Or like
I call that they could use a little motivation.
Yeah,
just
like the global,
little bit of motivation.
The global mood, and like everyone being positive or negative will rest on the success or failure of Zen.
Yeah. So Zen, our inevitable human extinction. Just weigh those. So Let's see what you guys thought, though.
Good stuff.
I'm sure you all agreed with me.
This is the crappiest show we've ever done. No, it's not.
It's the best.
We're ending 2016 with a bang.
Oh, look at that!
Better!
Oh!
It cannot get worse.
I win by 5 votes.
Although, wow, this was really close.
Very close.
37% say worse.
So basically, like...
38% say... Like, 4 more people could vote right now and swing this big time.
Woo!
Big time!
Woo!
Sorry, I don't know why it does...
There are comments? What are the comments? I never noticed comments.
I didn't know there could be comments. Oh, God.
Oh my God.
That's terrible.
Stay away.
Comments, Trump Harambe. Okay. Well, it's tied up.
Of course. Now it's tied.
Well, it's tied percentage-wise, but,
Right.
No, it's 137. Oh, God.
Because of what I just said. Now everyone wants to change it in favor.
Worst took over.
Now Worst took over.
Let me refresh here so Worst can be... All right, well, 144, 145.
Everyone's like, I must upset the vote.
This means... But hey, that means I win.
No! It does not. It's whatever you open it.
I voted
it's when
for.
you open the link. Because once we
for.
show the results, it's all skewed. And at that point, people just vote on whatever, whatever is least expected.
They're just trying to pick the winning horse. It's
Pretty
a bandwagon thing.
It is.
I thought it was going to be shitty first before originally. I don't know. So, wow.
But
I was trying to end this on a brighter note, but I guess we'll have to wait for Kyle's half of the show to do that.
Good luck.
In the meantime, we should potentially answer some of these wonderful questions that have come in from people throughout the show.
Yes!
Glorious, wonderful people who have donated money and are great people. You know what? I saw a £1 donation go through there at one point.
Found it.
But you found it?
No, I said pound it.
Yeah, I saw a £1 one go through there, but maybe that might have been missed. That's okay. We do have a few other though that are fabulous.
Cool.
All right, not there anymore.
$14 donation from Wilkins.
Wilkins Rojas.
Nice round number.
You guys are great. I should stop reading there. I feel like it can only go downhill.
Yep.
You guys are great, and have gotten great feedback off your videos in choosing and building my own and friends' PCs.
Nice.
I love that. I love you, and I love your donation and your question, because it's not a question.
It's a compliment.
And it's just a compliment, and we read it, and it makes us feel good.
Yeah.
It benefits us financially, and we don't have to think to formulate a response.
It's the best thing you could have ever done.
This is probably it has to be in the top 3 donations we've ever gotten.
Top 2.
Maybe, yeah, at least top. Well, when Adolf Hitler donated like $4,000 to kids.
Yeah.
It was Adolf Hitler, but so much money for kids.
I almost forgave him for everything else after that.
This is a dark show.
This is really bad.
This is a very dark show. I really hope your show
Happy holidays.
is much more positive than this one. It's like we got through Christmas and now it's like trying to stay positive through Christmas and stress of the season and everything.
We'll all die alone.
And now it's over and it's like, all right, just all of any hatred that we've had to suppress is all oozing out slowly but surely. All right, Jab Rhino donates $5. Thank you so much. Kyle, would you be able to do a side-by-side comparison benchmark of the Gigabyte Mini 1070 versus the R9 Nano in your on-the-go LAN station? By the way, Pinoy Pride, LOL. Apparently he thinks you're Filipino.
I'm not Filipino! Or Swedish! Or Mexican! I hate you all! Damn it, Jab! Thank you for your donation. I'm actually planning to do some kind of comparison of that eventually. I'm going to hit up Gigabyte very shortly to see if they'll be willing to sponsor one of their mini GTX 1070s for the LAN rig, the Node 202 build that I have. Hopefully in time for CES, because that's
next week.
That is next week. I'm going to see. Well, they are on the way to your house. Their office is located on the way to your house from me.
We leave for CES a week from today.
I know. And I haven't even, there's so much shit I have to do still.
Damn it.
Insane. That's why there's not going to be an after party tonight. Sorry, guys. But I have way too much crap to do. It's unbelievable. It's 1 week away. CS is 1 week away. I feel like...
I thought there was going to be Christmas, and then a week, and then New Year's, and then a week, and then CES. But no, it's all in the same week.
It is. It's like, why has it been condensed so tightly?
I don't know.
Why am I so unprepared?
That's completely unfair.
I should be getting more and more responsible as I get older, but it's not happening.
Okay.
But yes, I will be hopefully being able to do that soon. If not before CES, hopefully shortly after.
Okay. $20 from Graham A. Thank you so much, Graham, for your $20 donation. Hey, dudes, I just got an EKWB kit, and one of the bags comes with this little foam round thinger. What's that for? And I refuse to read the instructions. I will figure this out. Well, you've done the right thing by figuring it out in the most convoluted way possible by messaging two guys who do a live text show very far. Well, I assume very far from you. I don't know. Maybe you're close to us, but it doesn't matter. The point. Do you know what it's for?
Yeah. Do you?
The foam. Yeah.
Yeah, for the res. Right.
Yeah, it's for the reservoir, and it's to keep it from from making a swirly. Because if it creates a vortex or like a cyclone in there, then it can suck air down into the pump, and you don't want that. So typically they'll either give you like a foam bit or something down in there, or EK also has like a vertical thing that stands up in there, and that's also kind of does that function.
With the little icon,
yeah,
or logo.
Yeah, with the logo. I've never actually used that foam thingy.
Neither have I. And I've not really noticed any problems not using it.
Yeah, so you're probably okay just not even using it. But if you do notice, like, a vortex pulling air into your pump, then you can toss that in there.
Yeah.
All right, £5 donation from Gary Pockets.
Pockets!
Up late again in UK watch. I'm trying to do a UK accent. I'm trying. All right. Up late again in UK watching. You guys are great. Last time I missed your show, and I got the missus pregnant. So now I never missing a show again.
That's like Australian,
that was terrible.
Scottish.
I used to be able to do a decent English accent, but it's.
We even went to London not too long ago.
I know.
You should have picked up on that. You should have come home with a genuine accent.
I'm sorry. I am really sorry. I've offended anyone who watches from the United Kingdom.
We even went to...
And I apologize.
I almost said we even went to Asgard.
We even went to Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, Buckingham Palace. Ascot.
Ascot.
We spent a good day or two in Ascot.
Yes.
What was it? Punting on the Thames.
Punting on the Thames. English people. Again, fabulous donation because it's not a question and we don't have to answer it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Me too.
Anyway, but congratulations on your forthcoming child.
Yeah.
Since you got the missus knocked up.
Don't make another one.
Not escort, Ascot. Ascot.
Ascot.
Yes.
It's a very fancy place in UK.
We're not, and they're not all, and they're not all from London. Says Scooter. That's another.
They're not all from. Wait, what are?
It's like, not all English people are from London. So
yes,
it's like,
they are.
It's like, oh, English people, here's these things we've done in London. You should all be happy now. Like,
yeah.
I live on the other side of the country. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a city, you ignorant fuck.
Alright, Jason's offended and I'm not forgiven.
No.
Make the Swedish guy do an English accent. That's wonderful. Okay. I have no idea if any orders have come in during this live show, but it's about time to wrap up my half. It's been pretty chaotic.
I only got one or two. So thank you very much, Michael Johnson, to you for picking up a glass, one of the Tallboy glasses.
Oh, nice.
And then we've got one.
Do you have any of those yet?
Jose. No, I do not.
They're on the way?
They're on the way, I think. I think John's sending them over. Very much appreciated Jose for picking up a Bitwit shirt, a BIOS Flasher shirt, and a CPU Cooler shirt. Thank you. That's a fatty discount that you'll be getting.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
Wait. So,
what?
I have two.
Yeah, I'm done with mine.
Okay. I have a Johnson shout-out for Randy. Thank you so much, Randy. He got a Zero Insertion Force shirt. It's the same one I'm wearing right now. Well, this is the black version. It's available in a few different colors. And then Mitchell. Thank you so much, Mitchell, for getting one of them organic cotton beanies.
Nice.
Because I got beanies on there now. Great for the winter. Yeah. Gave one to JJ.
Nice.
Because he gave me, he came to visit, and I have a video with JJ. That's all I can tell you, but it's about some of the stuff they have coming up. And he brought me some nice gifts. He actually he brought me.
JJ's from Asus, by the way.
Yeah, JJ from Asus. Brought me this thing. Let's see if I have it.
It's just money.
Look, this is it's called a vault card.
Vault card?
It is a...
What cult is this that you belong to now? It
creates a cage of interference. It's like a force field or something. A 4-centimeter diameter around the vault card protects it from like RFID or NIC skimmers.
It says Kickstarter on it.
Yeah, it was originally a Kickstarter. I don't see. Why didn't you talk about this on Fund or Not to Fund?
I don't know.
Because this seems pretty badass. I have some like RFID blocker things, like for like my passport and stuff like that. If you travel, I mean, it's a useful thing to have, especially if you're in crowded metropolitan areas, I guess.
Yeah.
This though is just a card, and you put it in the wallet, and then it like protects everything around it. So
right.
You know, you don't have to be limited to the unfashionable selection of RFID blocking wallets. You can use any wallet.
So basically, he gave you a piece of cutting-edge technology, and you gave him a beanie. I can see why he hates you so much.
It's organic. Okay.
Sure it is.
We have had 2 more donations come in. Hold on.
Oh, stop donating.
$5 from Automatic Matt. Thank you, Matt. Hey, guys. Hope your Xmas was good. I'm debating on whether I should get an Intel motherboard and CPU or wait for Zen. Or get the S340 Elite first.
Depends on what you have.
If you already have a working system right now that's getting you by, I'd say give it a couple months before you make big investments. Same to you, Gary Pockets. Thank you for your £1 donation and asking. Thanks, guys. 6,800K now or wait for Ryzen. Again, I think just because there's so much buzz and like it's promised, like if you know you can wait 3 months, which most people can, like if you have unless you don't have a computer or a computer just exploded or something, like you can eke out another 3 months, I feel like, and it might even be shorter than that, to wait and see how the landscape looks once the new stuff comes out. Finally, £5 donation from Ocean Man. Thanks, Paul, for denting my wallet with your store. And you, Swedish Kyle, the tip for my PC worked. I reseated everything, and it just went away.
Reseated
everything. Thanks, Paul, for denting. And it was the same thing again. 2 not signed in. That's weird. Anyway, thank you, Ocean Man, for your donation. $5 from Chunky Tie. How good are the EVGA GQ series? I'm looking at 750 watt GQ for SLI MSI 1070 gaming X's. They're good. They're good ones. Just don't get the NEX series from EVGA. All the other series are pretty good. The cables on those can be a little chunky. They're like kind of thick, especially around the 24 pin.
True.
But they're all black and they blend in okay. And I forget if the GQ is a partially modular or fully modular, but partially. Yeah, I mean, you can always do extensions or something like that if they really start bugging you or you want to upgrade or something like that. All right, guys, We're going to switch over to Kyle's half of the show. It's supposed to be listed in the description on mine, but I don't think it is. I'll try to update that right now. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. If you're on Twitch, we'll stay live. Thanks for watching my half. Happy 2016. I really hope you guys have a great
New Year's.
Have a great New Year's.
Be safe. Have fun.
We will not be doing the live show next week.
Correct.
We will be in Las Vegas for CES, but we will have a ton of CES coverage
Yep.
coming up, so stay tuned for that.
Yep.
And you're all wonderful people. We love you. We love you so much.
Take cares.
Bye-bye.